Alright, so I recently-ish did a climbing competition. It was a few months ago, but I did a climbing competition and I thought it was pretty cool, so I figured I'd show you guys it. Quickly, just before we start, I want to explain a few things. So, the way these climbing competitions work is you spend a certain amount of time in isolation, and then when you go out to where the climbs are, you like keep your head down so that you don't see them, and then you sit in a chair. It's like right here. You sit there, and then when it's your time to climb, you turn around and then you can start climbing. You have 4 minutes to do each climb, typically, and there are usually about 4 climbs in this type of competition. This I don't know if you can see, but it says low zone. Later on in this clip, you'll see me get to the zone. So there's the low zone and there's zone. Low zone is kind of a new thing. In fact, I think they stopped having a low zone in finals here, but this is qualifiers for reference. But yeah, so low zone, and then there's the top. Basically, low zone and zone are just consolation points for if you don't get the top. So yeah, with that, let's start watching the first video. So this is the first climb, and you see what I'm doing with my hands there. Yeah, I'm like sequencing it. I'm sequencing it, so I'm raising my hands as if I'm grabbing the holds, and that helps me remember the movements better. And then I get on. So all of these holds are basically just slits. Not all of the holds on the climbs, but all the holds on this climb are basically just slits. Now, these slits look really bad. They're actually pretty good, though. This middle section was a bit tricky, though. I have to, like, squat down so that I can flip my hand. And then, once I do that, go out there. Oh yeah, and then you see the zone right there. The rule is that you have to grab it or use it with one hand to go to the next hold. And then the rule with topping out is you have to match or put both of your hands on it, and you have to show control of it. So like here, I'm not grabbing the hold, I'm just pressing into it. But as long as the judges can see that like I'm controlled, right? I'm not about to fall when I'm touching the top, then they'll give me the top. If you don't have very much control, then you have to hold it for at least 2 or 3 seconds. So yeah, those are the rules with topping out. And you can see I have a little tiny foot right there. And then I top out the first climb. So this is the third climb, which is decidedly not my style. It's on a very overhanging wall, which, believe it or not, is called overhang. It's called the overhang wall. I know, that's a real shocker, isn't it? This isn't really my style, right? I'm a pretty powerful climber, like I'm less technique-oriented, which is weird because slab is extremely technique-oriented, but I have less technique than some other kids. I misread how to do the climb here. By the way, so knowing how to do a climb is called beta. So if I say beta, it's like having the blueprint for making a building. So like, the beta is like, you know, knowing to put your right hand here, and then get your left foot here, and then go up to here. And so when I look at the climb, I try to read the beta, or like look at how I'm supposed to do the climb. So I try looking at how I'm supposed to do the climb. So anyway, that's what I'm talking about when I'm referring to beta. But I misread the beta. I didn't realize how bad of a hold that was, and I fall down. So I rest for a little while. I try to rework the sequence. I'm using chalk. That's actually my chalk bag right there. So chalk, it's not like sidewalk chalk. Like the chalk that we use is made of like limestone or something. But basically, that kind of chalk just makes it makes your life a lot easier. It makes your hands sweat less, makes them grippier. So I get back up here, and this is basically just the attempt that killed me. It sounds good. Like, right now, I'm trying a bunch of different tactics. So yeah, I try getting my left hand there, and then I try grabbing the side here, the side of this thing. I get my left foot up here, but I don't have my left arm over here yet, so I'm just wasting a ton of energy here, trying a bunch of different stuff, when I should have just figured out my beta on the ground. I don't know what I'm doing, so I grab here, and then I try bumping up, and I rest a little, and I only have time for like one more attempt, so I get back up. I eventually am able to read the beta correctly. I think, yeah, I tried doing the old beta hints of last time, but yeah, right foot. This was the correct beta. So from the start, I should have gotten my foot here and gone up to the zone. But because I had already tried this a bunch of times, I was super tired, and I was just too tired to make it work, so I fell off. The third climb here is also not particularly my style. It's on a vertical wall, so it's not technically slab, and, you know, vertical is just standard climbing, you know, it's not any specialty, it's just what you expect, you know, it's what you picture when you think of climbing. Just this right here, it's vertical wall. So I'm neither here nor there at this, so I go here, and I don't know if you can tell, let's see here. Yeah, see how that looks a little in-cut right there? It's not in-cut, it's actually completely flat. Like, this is mostly flat. It's like sloping downwards at a really sharp angle. But yeah, so I grab that, and I use all of my strength to pull my foot up. I try getting a better grip on this hold. Yeah, right there. And then I have to go up to the zone here, which is a little slit. There's a little slit in between the top of this hold and this bottom section here. Oh yeah, if you're wondering about these holds, by the way, they're only down climb holds. So you can't actually use them. You can't actually use them unless you've already gotten the top and you just don't want to jump from the top of the climb. I'm supposed to go up to here, but, you know, I'm still really tired. I have like a 4-minute rest in between each climb, but I'm still really tired from the last climb just because of how much I worked myself. I have okay beta, but I missed the hold and I'm just too powered out to be able to do the climb. Even though I only have 4 minutes, I probably should have waited like a full minute and a half, so that I would probably only have 2 attempts at this, but my second attempt would be like really good. But I'm not an experienced enough person to think of that in the moment, because I'm just not a smart person. So I get back up here, and then I'm too tired to grab that, and then I do not take as long of a rest as I should have again, because as I said earlier, I'm a very smart person. And then I get back up here, and yep, I get there, but then my foot pops again, and so I'm really frustrated at this point. I have the sense to skip this hold and just go straight up. Earlier, it's better to go here, it just helps you play it safer. But right now, I just gotta be reckless. I can't really go any slower. I just barely manage to get my left hand up, but at this point, I'm just too tired, can't go up. So yeah. And here we are on the final climb. This is basically my saving grace, because I'm really good at this kind of climbing. This is slab climbing. I hop on that palm right here, I'm pressing on that. It's not as bad as it looks. It looks pretty bad. Like, I don't know why they put I don't know why the root setters put 4 holds there, but I don't know, I guess they felt the need to get rid of all the holds they had. I press on this thing, and I pinch that, get my feet up to there. But this is where I sort of misread the beta. This is where I goofed up. I get to the zone, but I don't have the right foot beta. Basically, I need to be in this position to go up to the top. If I have my left foot here, then I can't get my left foot here because it's already standing on here. So I need my right foot to be here so I can get my left foot up. Earlier, I had my left foot there, so couldn't move up. And then I realized my mistake, and then I switched my feet. And I go up, but I'm too tired to finish it off just because I misread the beta. But this time, I know what to do. And so, put my right foot there, get my left foot up, and then I just barely stick the final hold, like with 3 fingers. Out of 26 people competing, I got 10th or 11th, I think. So, not a great day, but a pretty good one. Like a decent one. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. So anyway, it's the top 13 that advanced to finals, so I made it in. So let's head to the finals climbs. Alright, so I started the climb out, I'm reading it. This is my style of climbing, except for this move right here. It's my style except for this, because this is just a big jump. Basically, you just have to jump, get both of your feet on this, and then immediately jump your right foot here, and then grab this. So yeah, that's the beta, and I got the beta right my first try, but my dumb mortal brain decided to go with the tricky, intense footwork beta that I'm more used to. Yeah, right here. Which I'm sure you could make work, but it's much trickier than the actual dyno. Dyno stands for dynamic, I'm pretty sure. So it's much harder than the actual dynamic movement, the dyno. And so you can see I fall off there, and then I almost get it there, but I still fall off. Kind of close, fall off again. And then I realize that I just have to dyno for it. I eventually get the dyno. It took me friggin' forever, but I finally got it. And, so then there's just the top move, which I screw up. And I tried again, but I can't quite stick it. Almost get it, but can't quite get it, so. Okay, so here we are on the second climb. It's not my style. It's basically just another vertical climb. So anyway, I get here, I grab these two holds, which are pretty good, and then I have to go up to this tiny thing. These tiny holds are called crimps, by the way. I'm gonna prepare myself. And then that's a dyno. That's a dyno right there. So I get to the zone, and then my idea with getting both my hands here is I can raise, you'll see here, yeah. I can raise my left leg, and then stand, and then like pull myself and perch. That's called a perch when you stand over one leg. And eventually just shift my weight over this, and then reach my left hand up here, match, and then get to the top. But I quickly realized that's not going to work because these holds are lower than these holds, so it's just opposite. However, the perch still works here because these holds are lower, so I have more leverage. And then, yeah, that's a perch. And then I go here, get my foot out, top the climb. Nice job on my part there, but this round is by no means over. We're only halfway done. So now we're on the third climb. And at this point I'm thinking, wow, this really isn't my set. Because the first one had a dyno, like it was slab, but it had a dyno, so it wasn't really my style, and the last move was really big. And then the second climb was vertical and had a lot of big moves. And now this climb just has straight up dyno from here all the way to here and here. And then I try the dyno, I don't get it first try, so I go up to here and I just stick that hold. And if you're wondering what that hold's there for, it's actually there to block part of this hold. I think the idea is just to make it a bit harder to grab. And then, I don't know if you can see it, but it's a tiny little nub right there. I get here, I'm pinching between this volume and the jib, and then it looks like I'm really close, but that top is not a great hold, so it's not a great hold, and then I just don't have enough energy to do it. And then moving up to here, which would normally be super easy, is super hard now because I'm so tired. So I go up to it, miss it, try bumping up, and then I just fall off. That was definitely the hardest climb for me of this set. Like, that first one I should have gotten, I just misread the beta. But this one, I don't know, I think I just need to be stronger. Now, luckily, with slab, you don't really need to be stronger. So, I get up here, 1 sec! Mom, I'm recording, Mom! So anyway, I make it here, and I'm on a pretty bad foot here. I get a little caught up in this middle section. I eventually make it. Takes a little while. But yeah, I eventually just managed to press up, and then get my left foot up, and then I stand on the top of this hold, and ever so slowly get to the final hold. If you want to know how I did, I got the picture of it right here, and yeah, I got second place out of 13 kids, I think, so really happy about that. Hopefully you enjoyed this climbing video, and I'll probably release another one pretty soon. Bye!